Right, so I have opened up my starting Illustrator file. And so the first thing I want to do is make sure that I've saved it to what I want to do. So I'm gonna a couple things I'm gonna do. One, I'm gonna do Windows, Workspace, and I'm gonna go down to Essentials. That's just kind of how what I'm going to be doing today. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. So I'm going to do save as, and I'm going to go into my desktop graphic design, my drawing thing, and I'm going to name this Wilkerson K underscore drawing one. So that's what we're doing with this is we are going to be using some drawing tools. So sometimes this comes here. Sometimes it will ask you to add some fonts. If it does that, say, yes, I would love those fonts. But this is what it starts with. This is what my whole, if yours doesn't look like this, go to Window and then go to View and then do fit all in window. And that way you'll see everything that's in there. So we're going to go between these three artboards. You can tell this is O1, O2, O3. So I'm going to click on this O1 and then I'm going to go view and then fit artboard and window. So it's just going to be there. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to get rid of temporarily, I want to hide everything in here except this outline. So I'm going to click on Sleepy Cats. I'm going to hold down my shift button and click on the banner. And then I'm going to hold on my shift button and I'm going to click on the drink coffee. Okay. So hopefully I've done all three. If I didn't, later on I can do that. And so what I'm going to do now is hide those. So I'm going to go Object, hide selection. Oh, okay, so I didn't do that. I'm going to click that on, and I'm going to hold down the shift and do the other one too. All right, I'm not doing a good job with this. I'm going to do object, hide, selection. Okay, so that's what I've got. All right, so I'm going to be using this curvature tool here. So look on my on my toolbox. It's this one. It's a pen that has kind of a little tail on it. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to come over here. Actually, I'm going to stay in my text over here because I want to, in my toolbox, I want to click on the no fill. So I'm just going to click on no fill. So I've got no fill. And then I want my stroke to be 5 point, okay? And then I'm going to click on this for the color. Right now it's a pretty color, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use a dark gray. So I'm going to come over here and use like maybe this color, okay? So that's what I'm doing right now. I have my pen tool. Do you see the asterisk on it next to it? That means that I am going to draw a new path. And I have no fill, dark gray, 5. So, oh, actually, I'm going to make my point. I think I'm going to make it 4 point. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on the first one. Then I'm going to come over here, click on that. And then do you see how once I click on it, now there's like a rubber band that's up there? So I'm going to click on that. Um, and then I'm going to click on the end. Okay. So, and then if I want to stop drawing, I'm going to click on Escape. Okay. So now I've stopped drawing. So you know what? I need to I need to actually add some other anchor points so that I can make this closer. So I'm going to keep on doing escape to get done with it. So I'm going to click on another anchor point here and move it closer to the line. And once it's pretty close, I'm going to press escape again. Then I have a path that I like, right? Okay. So now that I've done that, I've edited it, I like it, I am going to come back over here to my selection tool. And I have selected this. Actually, let me together. And then I'm going to do edit, copy, and then I'm going to do edit, paste because I want two. Okay. So now this second one is highlighted, right? It's selected. So I'm going to come over here to my properties box here. It says properties. If you don't see it, you can always come here and go to Windows, property, down here to properties and make sure that you have it. So you can always come down here to properties, but I'm over here and I'm going to say with this selected, I'm going to click. Do you see this little box of 9 squares? I'm going to click on my center right. That's my reference point. And then I'm going to come down here where it says flip horizontally and I'm going to flip it. Okay. So I flipped that. Now I'm going to kind of move this over. I'm still on my selection. I'm going to move this over until those 2 points connect. Okay. And then I'm going to shift click. Right now, these are 2 separate paths and I want them to be one path. I have this one selected. I'm going to hold down my shift key and do the other one as well. So you can see that those became, both of them are selected. And now I'm going to go to Object, Path, Join, so that they're joined. So they're joined at the top, and right now they are just one path. Okay, so if I clicked it, they are just one. But you can see that they're not joined down here at the bottom. Okay, so they're not there. So if I tried to join them in the same method, they would just do a straight line between them, which would not look great. So instead, I'm going to use the window tool. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to go to, I'm sorry, actually not window. I need to go to Window, Toolbars, Advanced. Okay, so that I'm going to see some more. And then I am going here where I'm going to try and find the shaper tool, which is sometimes kind of hard for me to find. This is the shaper tool. And I'm going to see there's a little triangle in the lower right-hand corner. That means there's some other things. So I'm going to go to my join tool. Okay, this is a join tool now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this across. I kind of I clicked and dragged across, and then that joined. Okay. So that's also called scrubbing, and that joined the 2 paths. Okay, so now I have my heart. I'm going to go back up here to Window, Toolbars, Basic, so that I've got that. And now I'm going to kind of finish this. And I want to, first of all, show the content I hid earlier. So I'm going to go to Object, Show All. There it is. And then I'm going to do my selection tool because I want to just select the heart. Okay. And then I want to come back over here to properties, use this slider bar to come down here and click on arrange. And I want to send my heart to the back because I want the banner to be in front of it. Now I want to change the color of the heart. So I'm going to come up here to View, Fit All in Window because I have this now highlighted, and I'm going to come over here and get the eyedropper, and I'm going to click on this color, and that's going to change the heart into that kind of yellow like that. Okay, so now I'm going to choose Select, Deselect, and that's what that looks like. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to create some corners with the curvature tool. So I'm going to click on number 2 here, my 2 artboard, and go to View, Fit Artboard and Window. Okay, so I want to trace around here, and I'm going to use my curvature tool. So I'm coming over here to my curvature tool. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click down here in this corner, And then I'm going to click over here. Okay. And then I'm going to press escape, so I'm not drawing anymore. And now I think I'm going to, in the midpoint here, on the midpoint, and drag it down. Okay. Okay, I'm going to press escape again so that I'm not doing that anymore. And now, do you see this corner over here? Right now, that is a curved anchor point, but I want it to be uh, a corner point. So I'm going to double click it. So did you see it just turned into a dark circle instead of a whole circle? So now it's straight. It's not curved anymore. So I'm going to click it on there. And then I want to, another way instead of double clicking is I can just hold down the Alt. I can hold down the Alt key and that makes it straight too. And then I'm going to come down here and click on that. Okay. So that's what I've done. And I'm going to press escape to stop drawing. And then I'm going to do selection. Another way to do selection is just press my V on my keyboard and that selects it. And then I want to come over here and on arrange, I want to send to the back. Okay. So this is what that looks like now. Looks cool. I've got that. And now I'm heading over to my third artboard. And so this time I'm going to come down to the bottom and there's a 2 here and I'm going to instead choose my 3 social graphic. Here I am. Okay. And I want to do a handle. And so I'm going to click on my curve tool and I want this to be, I want the fill color, nothing. So I'm going to click on no fill color in my toolbox. Over here, I want my stroke color to be black. And I want my stroke weight to be 5. So I've got that. Okay. So I've got my tool. And basically, some kind of shape, kind of like this. Is going to be my shape of my handle. Okay. So I'm going to click on, I'm just going to press V on my keyboard. That just turns it into a selection. It's another way to stop drawing. So I can do escape to stop drawing, or I can do the V to stop drawing. And I'm going to kind of create a little magic here. I'm going to increase the stroke weight a lot and then outline the path. And then I'll sample color from the mug and apply it to this new shape. So here's the shape that I've got, and I'm going to change the stroke weight in the contextual box. So this down here is the contextual box. So it's just easier than coming all the way over here. And I'm going to click on my stroke, and I'm going to say that this is 50. Okay. And then I'm going to come up here to object. Wait, I want to just make sure I've done that. I'm going to click on that. Okay. And then I'm going to go to object, path, outline, stroke. Okay. So it's now a closed shape with a black fill. And so I have it selected. I'm going to get the eyedropper and I'm going to click on this. And then it's going to be the same as the rest of the cup. And now I need to select it again, come back over here in properties, click on arrange, send to back so that it's behind. And that's what that looks like now. Okay. So I want to do one more thing. I'm going to, with this cup, I'm going to create some steam coming up. And I'm going to use, instead of the pen tool, I'm now going to use the pencil tool. Okay. So do you see where this paintbrush is in the toolbox? If I click down on it, there's the pencil tool. Okay. So now that's my pencil tool. Now I want to look at the options box for pencil tool. So I'm going to double click on it and then this pencil tool option shows up. So there's two important things. One is on this fidelity, move the slider all the way over to the right with smooth and make sure that the box that says keep selected is selected and then press OK. Okay. So that's what we do. The fill color is going to be none again. Okay. And then the stroke color, I'm going to kind of head into the stroke color, is at the bottom of the box on this last group of colors in this box. There's something called caramel. I'm going to click on that. And then the stroke weight is going to be 5. Okay, that's what I've got. So I'm in the pink shape here. And you kind of have to trust the process because it's not going to look great at first. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Did I not have my pencil? Okay, I didn't have my pencil. Okay. So I'm going to be doing this and it looks not great, but as soon as I let go, it smooths down. So here's mine, smooths again. There it is. Now let's say I don't like something. I can come up here and do undo that one. So then I'm going to try it again. And let's say I want to change the way something looks. I can, if I wanted to change it, I could get my pencil tool again. It's my pencil tool. And I can just, let's say I want this part to start going straighter up. I can just click on one of these anchor points and just do it like that and it changes it. Okay. So now, and this is the new one. None of these look great, but I'm just going to try it again. Okay. So let's say that's what I have. Or let's say I am going to stop it earlier. Okay. That's what I have. So those are my 3. I am going to, just to kind of make them even a little cooler, I'm going to draw a bounding box over them so all 3 are highlighted. And instead of clicking on the box next to stroke, I'm going to click on the word stroke. And I'm going to say dashed line. So all of a sudden these are dashed lines. It just kind of is a little kind of a cool effect. And I'm going to change the values in each of these boxes. So this first one is going to be 6. And then get to the next box, I tab it. And then I'm going to do 19. And then tab it. And then 12, tab, and then 19. And then I'm just going to go into the last one. So that's all done. And I'm going to now go up here to select, deselect, so I can see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've added a handle and I've added steam coming out of that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go to View and fit all in window. And what I'd like to do is take this circle that you see down here at the very bottom, and I'm going to move it up here. And if yours doesn't look like this, you may have to, on this Sleepy Cats thing, you may have to arrange it so that it's in the back, but mine is already there. Okay, so that's what I've got. So I'm going to do some things with this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to double click on the group that I just dragged into the airport, into this artboard to enter isolation mode. So you see when I did that, that turned grayed out, that turned grayed out, and my central cat is no longer here. So that means that I can just, if I want to go back, I can just, click, there's some other things that I can do, but Right now, the kind of the good thing about it, I can press the escape to, get out of isolation mode. But if I want to get into isolation mode, then what I do is only going to affect, these things. It's not going to affect anything else. So I'm in isolation mode and I want to get closer. So I'm going to click on my two, go to view, fit artboard and window. And then what I want to do is I actually want to click on just this path. Then I'm going to come over to the right-hand side and click on, hold down the shift key and click on that path too. So I'm just very carefully, I'm just doing these two lines. And what I'm going to do with these lines now is change them into arrowheads. And so these are also in the stroke box. So I'm going to click on stroke, the word instead of the box. And here are the arrowheads. And I'm going to make the first arrowhead, I'm going to make it arrow 7. So you can see this is kind of the arrow part. And then I'm going to make the second one 20. So that's the bottom half of the arrowhead. And then I'm going to change both of these to 60, the scale. I'm going to tab between them. And then I've got that. Okay. So looks pretty cool. And then to get out of isolation mode, I'm going to press escape. And that's where that is. So, what did not happen? I'll have to kind of figure it out, but my little neck didn't show up. So I have to kind of figure out where my neck is. Let me put this behind. See if I can into the back. Yeah. Okay. And then this neck is now going to go arrange. It's going to go sim backward. Arrange. Okay. So I need to fiddle with that a little bit more to make sure that my cat, that my neck is underneath that green box. So I'm going to have to fiddle with that. All right. So let me just do one more thing. I want to go to the first artboard and I'm going to draw a line. So I'm going to draw like a heart, like an arrow through it. So I want to draw a line, and the line tool is under this rectangle tool in the toolbox. So I'm going to do my line segment. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make my line. Wait, don't want that. Okay, so here's my line. I'm going to push it through here. Okay. And I wanted that color. I want it 5 point. And I'm going to click on the word stroke. And on the arrowhead, I have to figure out which one I want. So nope, I don't want it on there. So on that side, I'm going to do the 20. I use the same one that I did on the other time. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to do the 7. And then I'm going to do the 60 scale. And I might do that. Okay, so that's it. So the only thing I need to do now is to put that behind. So I'm going to go arrange, send to back. Okay, and this is what select, deselect, what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to fit all in window. The only thing that I have left to do, and I'm going to leave this as a challenge to you, is to get that neck of the cat inside the circle. Okay, so that is the only thing left to do for you to figure out. And file, save, It's Wilkerson K underscore drawing one. And then I am going to submit the AI folder in Canvas.